Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any questions regarding to this video or any other videos that I've posted in the past. If you have any videos that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Over the years, probably one of the most joyous things of the fast cooking system is that my ability to invite people to eat in my home and for me to cook for them. And because I truly believe that cooking for other people is probably the most significant act of giving. Recently, I invited a couple to come to have lunch with us, and she was a good friend of ours. We know her very well, and I know exactly what she likes. So I cooked this dish specifically to tailor to her flavor preference. To cook this dish, I'm going to use 4 different kinds of vegetables. That is green bean, cauliflower, broccoli, and carrot. The green bean come from my friend's garden. They are excellent. Now this approach is that I'm going to blanch the vegetable in advance. Now there's a tremendous advantage because by blanching them, I'm able to control their texture. So I will be able to cook them exactly how I would like it. And then I will set them aside. So when my friends arrived, I'm able to cook them very rapidly. And my fast cooking system has 4 attributes. That is flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking. Now in this case, advanced prepping has a great advantage because all the vegetables that I'm going to use in this dish are already in my advanced prepping. So all I need to do is to look for them in the refrigerator, and right away I'm ready to cook. The stainless steel wok is perfect for this purpose, and I'm able to boil the water in it, and I use the same water to blanch all the vegetables, and it only takes about 10 minutes. I set them aside and they're ready to be used. And for the carbohydrates, I'm going to use some pan-fried spaghetti noodles because I know my friend loves this type of noodles. Now again, because of advanced prepping, I already have the noodles prepped and I have them in the refrigerator. In fact, I need to store them before I pan-fry them. Now, I just pan-fry them before they arrive. I start to cook after the couple arrived, and the first thing I'm going to cook is some zucchini. Now, you notice that I did not blanch the zucchini because zucchini cooked relatively quickly. So I can cook the zucchini together with the vegetables, and this will allow me to cook the zucchini to the texture that I want. Next, I add the blanched vegetables, and it contains green beans, broccoli, cauliflower, and carrot. Now, since these vegetables have already been blanched, they can cook really quickly, and there's one advantage of blanching them in advance, because this will allow me to cook everything in a matter of minutes. Now, follow that, I'm going to add some shrimp. Now, you notice that I add the shrimp at this point. It turned out that this is the best way to cook the shrimp with other vegetables because it allows you to cook the shrimp slowly so you will not overcook them. It gives you a much better way to control the texture of the shrimp. The texture of the shrimp is extremely important from my standpoint because I feel that if the shrimp's texture is right, it will taste much better. Now this shrimp that I use is what I would call a colossal shrimp. They are a large shrimp, but it comes with shell. And the shell is actually quite important from my standpoint because when you have the shrimp with the shell, you can store them in the freezer much longer. It provides them a protection against freezer burn. So all I need to do is to peel the shrimp before I cook them. And the nice thing is that these shrimp are all individually frozen, so you can use as many shrimp that you would like. And these shrimp are referred to as easy peel. The shell come off really easily, and they have also been deveined. So as you can see, the shrimp cook really quickly, and since the vegetables have already been blanched, and right now I'm just kind of cooking everything together. This is an excellent method, and for me, it's probably the best way to achieve the texture of the shrimp that I would like. Next, I'm going to use some soy tofu puff. Now, this soy tofu puff is the kind that which has been deep fried. You purchase them as the way it is, and you soak them with hot water, and this will provide them the texture that I'm looking for. It could create a really nice softened texture. And one nice thing about this soy tofu puff, they provide excellent culinary experience because it will absorb the flavor from the dish and it will fill the soy tofu puff with fluid. So when you bite into it, just like you bite into a pocket of soup. Now next, I'm going to season the dish with a combination that I use most of the time, which is a combination of oyster sauce and hoisin sauce. And by varying the ratio, you can adjust the flavor that you want and create quite a varied type of flavor. And then I'm also adding some portobello mushroom. Again, you notice that the portobello mushroom go in at this point because again, you control the texture of the food ingredients by adding them at different time point during the cooking process. In this case, I want the portobello mushroom to be only lightly cooked, and this will provide the kind of flavor characteristic I'm looking for. Because if the portobello mushroom cook too much, they will blend too much into the flavor of the dish, so they will not be as contrasting in the type of flavor. And complexity of flavor is really important. The final step is to create a gravy-like sauce. Because I have the noodles already cooked and the noodle has been pan-fried. It has a nice crispy texture. The sauce will be able to coat the noodles and it gives the noodles great flavor. I make the gravy sauce using a cornstarch water suspension, which is about 1 part of cornstarch to 2 parts of water, and I make sure that I shake it up well before I add to it. Now, the amount of sauce will be pretty much it's a personal preference. I prefer quite a bit of sauce. As I'm adding more sauce, I also continue to test the flavor of the dish, because once you add sauce, it would dilute the flavor. So in this case, I decided that I'm going to add a little bit more oyster sauce. This will allow me to make constant adjustment and changes. The nice thing about using cornstarch as a sauce is because you can continually make adjustment to the thickness of the sauce, and it is very easy to make changes accordingly. In here, I decided that the sauce is a bit too thick. I like to have a thinner sauce, and partly because I want the sauce to coat the noodles. To adjust the consistency of the sauce turned out to be really very easy. All I have to do is to add more water. And it's always good to start out with a thicker sauce because it's much easier to thin it out, and rather than try to thicken it, because if you have to thicken it, you have to add more cornstarch water suspension. As you can see here, this dish is actually turned out to be quite a complex dish. They have multiple kinds of vegetables. It also has shrimp. And the nice thing about this dish is that all the prepping has already been done in advance. And on top of that, by blanching the vegetables ahead of time, it reduced the cooking time. But furthermore, by blanching the vegetable, you are able to control the texture of the vegetables. You can make sure that you're able to create the texture exactly how you like it. And by blanching them separately, you can also have much better tendency to maintain the freshness of the vegetables. Now, there are many different ways how to put a dinner together like this. This approach is, I call it a one-dish meal, because everything all go into a single dish. This dish contains pan-fried noodles, but it also contains 6 different kinds of vegetables. Start out with the vegetable that I already blanched. We begin with the green bean, the cauliflower, the broccoli, and the carrot. But on top of that, during the cooking process, I have also added the zucchini as well as the portobello mushroom. Furthermore, I add 2 different versions of proteins. One is the soy tofu puff, and the other one is the shrimp. Now, this one-dish meal, in many ways, is probably more suitable in some cases for a dinner party that have a small number of people, because everybody can eat from the same dish. But since there are different variations of ingredients in the dish, it provides an opportunity for people to try different things out. But at the same time, with the protein, in this case with the pan-fried noodles, it provides an experience that everybody can share. Now, of course, the other approach is that I can cook all this dish separately. I cook the shrimp with other ingredients, and they can be presented in their own individual dishes. And personally, I find that both will work, depending on how you feel about it. Most of the time, I do like this one dish meal better because it allows everybody at the table to feel a sense of commonality. When everybody all sit down to eat together, it's all about sharing. And sharing provides that a common experience. And there's always have a saying is that if you can eat with somebody to share a meal, you cannot be enemies. I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking practical, efficient, creative, fun using my fast cooking system. And if you like to learn more about this cooking system and to see how it can apply to your own life to make home cooking as a viable alternative to fast and ultra-processed food, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.